welcome back to Cooking Champagne. So it is finally fall and Thanksgiving. It will be here before we know it. So this time of year, I really like to try and incorporate pumpkin into as much as I possibly can. So today I'm going to show you how to make these really yummy pumpkin pie bars with a really yummy crumbly top. First is get started on the base of these bars as well as the crumble topping. It's super simple. All you need is some flour. So we're going to start with a 1.5 cups of just some regular all-purpose flour. It doesn't have to be exact. That's one of the things about like crumbles or crisp or bars that I really like, is that it doesn't have to be as precise as like a cake or cookies or things like that, because I'm not really much into baking. So I really like dishes or recipes, I should say, that have simple ingredients that don't have to be too precise. So we added in a 1.5 cups of the flour, and then we're going to come in and we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of some brown sugar, and you can use light brown, dark brown, whatever you have. And just remember, pack it a little bit. So we're gonna add that in there. So now we have our sugar, we have our flour, we're gonna add in some baking soda and some baking powder. And this is just gonna need a 1/2 teaspoon of each. So really simple. Everything for the most part is like half teaspoons, half cups. All right, now for the baking soda, half of that. And then while we're here, we're also gonna add about a 1/4 teaspoon of some salt. We wanna balance all of this sweetness out. Then also to this, I'm gonna add in some oats. Now, you don't have to add these in, but a lot of crumble or fruit crisp recipes that I've made in the past call for some type of ground oats or oatmeal. And I just really love the texture. So we're just gonna sprinkle in, I would say maybe like a 1/2 cup. All of our dry ingredients in the bowl. Now I'm just gonna whisk it all together just to combine. Get it all incorporated. Our dry ingredients mixed together. I do want to add in some ground cinnamon. Now you can add in whatever type of fall spices that you like. You can do cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon. I've also even seen at the grocery store, they have pumpkin pie spice seasoning, like at Trader Joe's. I saw it for the first time the other day. So if you have that, you can just use that because it's a great all-in-one seasoning blend. But I'm just gonna sprinkle in some cinnamon just to add that flavor into the crust itself. So you could say probably about 1/4 teaspoon, because cinnamon is one of those things where a little goes a very long way. So we're just gonna whisk this in. I have here a 1/2 cup of butter, which is just a whole stick, or if you're using like tub butter, it's a 1/2 cup. And what I've done is I've just melted it and I've allowed it to kind of cool a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this in, and I'm just gonna mix it in to where we get a nice kind of crumbly crust. So we're just gonna add this in and mix it while we add it. All right, so we have the butter mixed in with all the dry ingredients, and as you can tell, it started to clump up into these large crumbly pieces. As we pack this into our baking dish, it's going to be more of like a solid crust. But before I start doing that, I wanna reserve like 1/2 cup to 1/3 cup of this so that we can sprinkle it on top of our pumpkin mixture. So we're just gonna put a little in there, so about like a 1/2 cup. And this is just a 8-inch or so size baking dish that I've sprayed it with some cooking spray, and then I also lined it with some parchment paper. That way we can just lift the bars out and nothing sticks. So we're gonna put this in here and just press it all in until it's nice and solid. So we have our crust packed into the baking dish, and as you could tell, as I was pressing it in, it all just kind of comes together to form a really good surface. So now we're gonna get our pumpkin mixture together. Now, again, learning this for the first time the other day, they actually sell canned pumpkin pie mix, which is not just like plain pumpkin puree. It's got sugar, eggs, milk. So it's really just like the pie filling all in one. So if you find that at your grocery store, by all means, you are more than welcome to use that. This is just a 1.5 cups of some regular canned pumpkin puree, nothing extra special added to it, but we're gonna make it extra special. So I'm just gonna get that in there. Get all the goodies. All right, so now just to give this even more flavor, we're gonna add in some more cinnamon, about like a 1/4 teaspoon. And then just to help kind of bind this all together so that it doesn't all just mush out once we bake it, we're gonna add in 1 egg, a splash of some vanilla extract. So some sweetness, we're gonna add in a 1/2 cup of some granulated sugar. A hand mixer, we're just gonna mix all of this together till it's nice and smooth. We're gonna pop this into a 375-degree oven for about 30 minutes until the top gets nice and golden brown.